Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. Okay, so today, we've got a pretty important job ahead of us. We need to break down everything from WWE Monday Night Raw, episode 1692. Because, look, this wasn't just your average Raw. This was the last big push, the final setup before Saturday night's main event this weekend.
That's exactly it, yeah. For you listening, think of this as your essential guide. We're going to unpack how all the pieces were moved into place just before the big show. We got to look past just who won or lost and see what it means, you know. How did this specific episode prime everything for, well, maybe some major title changes and definitely some boiling rivalry?
And yeah, boiling feels right. There's a lot of uncertainty hanging over things. Two massive title situations are really dominating everything right now. First, you've got the World Heavyweight Championship just vacant. Seth Rollins' injury really threw a wrench in the works. And then there's the complete mess surrounding the Intercontinental title. Let's start with the big one, the World Heavyweight belt. Okay, so the main event picture became instantly clear, right? Jey Uso gets the shot against CM Punk. Jetty came out in Anaheim, and I mean, the crowd, all 12,400 of them, they were electric for him. But what struck me was how he talked about the opportunity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You could almost see him trying to, physically block out everything else. He said, he hears Roman's voice, he hears Jimmy's voice.
Yeah.
The family baggage, basically. But then he was super clear. None of that matters now. The only thing that matters is being the, what was it he used? The German phrase, top Herausforderer, the top challenger. He's really leaning into that, hammering home that he is the #1 guy, period. It feels like he's trying really hard to convince himself, maybe. Like putting up this wall of focus. Does that intensity actually show a weak spot, you think?
No.
Because CM Punk definitely seemed to pick up on something. He got right up in Jesse's face trying to crack that composure.
That's the Punk playbook, isn't it? He's not just trying to beat Jetty physically. He wants to pick him apart mentally. And notice what he focused on. Not Jetty failing against Roman in the past. No. He zeroed in on JJ eliminating his own twin brother, Jimmy, last week in that battle royal. To win the spot, Punk congratulated him for it. Which is basically Punk saying, see? You are ruthless enough to step over family for gold, so stop pretending you're the hero here.
Oof. Yeah, that's brutal. Basically validating the hardest choice Jetty probably had to make. But flip side here, Punk also admitted he's desperate. He said he doesn't just want the title, he needs it. And he'll go pretty far to get it. Is that showing his hand a bit, giving Chicky something to target?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is Punk showing weakness by admitting need? Or is he just being brutally honest to kind of pre-justify whatever he's planning to do? Jay immediately got defensive, right? Accused Punk of doing his usual thing, trying to paint him as the bad guy. But Jay's whole comeback, the 4 letters, 1 word, yet. I mean, it felt a bit hollow compared to the psychological shot Punk just landed. They're ready to fight, sure, but Punk might have already won round 1 before the bell even rings.
Okay, so from mind games in the main event, let's shift gears to, well, a faction potentially falling apart, the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Losing those World Tag Titles seems to have really shaken them. We saw them backstage, that clubhouse meeting. The cracks were definitely showing.
Oh, completely. Their focus is just gone. Finn Balor's clearly annoyed, trying to talk about the lost titles, the group standing. But then you've got Dominik Mysterio completely tunnel-visioned on the IC title contender match between Rusev and Penta. And when Raquel Rodriguez called him out for, always cheating, his denial was just classic Dom, really. Peak denial.
Yeah. He's focused on his own gold, not the group's. And him storming off like that felt like a big sign, didn't it? Kind of foreshadowed the chaos that spilled into that Rusev versus Penta match.
Yeah, and what a match that was turning out to be. Almost 10 minutes, some incredible near falls. Penta kicked out of the match, got kicked. Rusev somehow survived a Penta driver. Looked like it could go either way, but then nope. No decision why, because Los Americanos, led by El Grande Americano, just ran in and attacked both guys. Total ambush.
Right. And here's the interesting strategic twist. Rusev and Penta, who were just seconds before trying to destroy each other for a title shot, they instantly teamed up, side by side, fighting off Los Americanos. That shared enemy created this, instant, unexpected alliance.
And Adam Pearce, the GM, he saw all this unfolding. He later caught Dominik Mysterio chatting backstage with Los Americanos. Pearce clearly put 2 and 2 together, figuring Dom either set up the interference or at least benefited from it to avoid facing a clear #1 contender. So Pearce, looking pretty fed up with the whole situation, made the call. Dominik now defends his Intercontinental Championship in a triple threat match at Saturday night's main event.
Okay, so a triple threat. What does that mean strategically? Is it really a punishment for Dom? Or does it kind of help him in a weird way? Pearce ensures we get a winner, no more interference excuses, but also means Dom doesn't have to be pinned to lose the title. It's guaranteed chaos, yeah, but maybe cleverly booked chaos.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about some other big players circling the main titles. LA Knight, he's obviously frustrated he missed out on the world title shot, but he's playing it cool, saying he'll just wait and take on whoever rocks out of the PPV as champion, playing the long game.
And speaking of playing the long game, the Vision, Paul Heyman's crew with Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, they're doing it even smarter, maybe. Heyman laid it out perfectly. Let Punk and Jay tear each other apart at the PPV. Wait until one of them is already weakened or knocked out, as he put it. It's smart, lower risk, potentially high reward, a very calculated approach compared to all the emotional stuff we've seen.
But Breakker is, well, Breakker. Heyman said he needed to blow off steam. So they set up that match against LA Knight. And it was a solid match, too. Went over 13 minutes. Breakker got the win with the spear. Bronson Reed was lurking, caused a tiny distraction maybe, but it wasn't like he handed Breakker the win. So Breakker looks strong, gets momentum, but Heyman keeps him out of the direct title path for now.
Meanwhile, back with the Judgment Day, they're still trying to sort themselves out. Adam Pearce basically told them one of them had to step up and face Sheamus, who was looking for payback after the Battle Royal. And JD McDonough, maybe trying to earn some points back with the group, volunteered.
Yeah. And maybe Sheamus took him a bit lightly. It's another long one, almost 14 minutes. McDonough actually got the win. Finn Balor ran interference, yeah, and ate a brogue kick for his troubles outside. But the key part, McDonough used Sheamus's own shillelagh against him.
Hit that Spanish fly off the weapon for the pin. That's more than just a win. It's symbolic. Stealing the weapon, using it, gives that fractured group a much-needed win, even if it was dirty. A little morale boost, maybe. Okay, shifting focus to the women's tag team division now. We had the champs, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, defending against a pretty fresh team, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. And you could tell Valkyria felt the pressure, right? She even mentioned it first time in the ring with both Charlotte and Alexa. Big moment for her.
But before that match even happened, the next challengers made their presence known. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, and Kairi-san. They just walked up during the champs interview, basically demanding a title shot right after tonight's match finished.
Yeah, Asuka was super intense. Started shouting in Japanese, seemed to be directly targeting Valkyria, maybe trying to intimidate the rookie. They definitely staked their claim as the next in line, very aggressively.
So the match itself, Flair and Bliss retained, went about 14 minutes. But the moment everyone's probably talking about wasn't the finish.
No, it was after Flair hit Bayley with a big kick. For just a split second, Bayley's whole demeanor changed. You saw that flicker of the old heel Bayley, that more aggressive, rule-bending persona. It was subtle, but it was there.
Right.
Makes you wonder, is a change coming for Bayley? Or maybe for her team with Valkyria?
And immediately after the match, just as you predicted, the Kabuki Warriors hit the ring. They laid out Flair and Bliss. Total beatdown. But then, this was weird, they kind of paused near Bayley, almost showed her respect before they left. What was that about?
It's completely up in the air. Are they trying to recruit her? Did they see that flash of ruthlessness and respect it? Or is it something else entirely? Very, very confusing signal there.
Okay, from confusing signals to outright mystery, we got to talk about those cryptic video packages that kept popping up throughout the show.
Yeah, these weren't just random teases. They felt specific, like they were dropping real clues, high-status clues.
Right. Let's break down what we saw. First, just a shot of some really expensive-looking shoes walking. Then we see this figure, couldn't see who, grabbing a leather briefcase. But you clearly see this huge, ornate ring on their finger. Massive ring.
And the third bit, same figure, pouring what looked like a pretty fancy drink, probably alcohol, into a glass.
So, okay, let's connect those dots. Briefcase in WWE. Yeah, it usually screams Money in the Bank. Right. A guaranteed title shot. Anytime, anywhere.
Exactly. The ring suggests power, status, maybe leadership, could be a signet ring for a new faction, or just someone incredibly important. And the expensive shoes, the drink, that points to wealth, luxury, someone operating on a different level.
So putting it all together, we're not just looking at a new wrestler debuting. We're looking at someone potentially holding a golden ticket title shot, someone with serious status, maybe leading a group.
And almost certainly targeting someone at the very top. This isn't just a mid-card debut tease. This feels like it could shake up the whole main event scene. Major game-changer potential here.
Phew. Okay, so after breaking all that down, let's just quickly run through the confirmed scorecard for the PPV and any loose ends that got tied up on Raw.
Right, quick summary. The World Tag Team Title rematch is official. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee accepted the Judgment Day's challenge, so that's happening. And as we discussed, that Intercontinental Title match is now locked as a triple threat. Dominik defending against both Rusev and Penta. Guaranteed fireworks there.
And on the more personal side of things, we saw JB and Jimmy Uso backstage. It looked like they patched things up after Jimmy accused Jay of trying to ditch the family legacy. So JB heads into maybe the biggest match of his life, knowing his brother, well, is at least somewhat back in his corner. That's got to count for something, even with their history.
Definitely. And a couple of quick notes for looking ahead. Maxine Dupree, who challenged Becky Lynch before, was seen getting advice. Says she's seeking consultation before accepting another potential shot at Becky's title. That caution tells you she's taking it very seriously this time around. Smart move.
And also, Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vacker threw down a challenge for next week's Raw against Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. So the women's division keeps moving, lots of action bubbling up. #outro.
So yeah, this final Raw before Saturday night's main event really did its job. It ramped everything up. You've got the World Heavyweight title match, which feels incredibly personal now between Punk and Jay. You've got guaranteed chaos with that IC triple threat. And the women's tag division feels totally unstable after the Kabuki Warriors attack and that weird Bayley moment.
Absolutely. But if there's one big question mark hanging over everything heading into the weekend, it's got to be that mystery figure. We talked about the clues, the status, the ring, the drink, and that leather briefcase. This person isn't just showing up. They seem poised to disrupt everything. So here's the thought to chew on. Given everything we saw, especially that briefcase, who is this high-status figure most likely targeting this weekend? Is it the winner of Punk versus Jay? And why reveal themselves holding all that potential power right now?
Yeah, lots to think about. What's the biggest domino waiting to fall? Is it the Usos being back on the same page? Is it Bayley finally snapping back to her old ways? Or is he finding out who holds that briefcase and what their real agenda is? Keep pondering that as we head towards Saturday night's main event. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.